Morning, everyone. This is Nate G. It is day 4 of the open house. This is the live trading session. We're going over some sniper trades from today. Hit a great one earlier with 30 some percent, 50, and then 180. I need to get this right. I need to get exactly what it was. Hold on, let me see. It was, I put it in our 183. 183 as we popped up into this, which was pretty sick. That was on a sniper 1.0 trade that turned into a 2.0. It was a beauty. And then right before I came on mic, of course, I was hoping to do it on mic. But these things, they set up when they set up. Caught just this little rollover here. We got a sniper trigger right there, and just played that back down into VWAP and then a little push below. But I put in chat on the quote unquote alert that I put in chat, because we're just sort of ranging. We're getting quiet into the lunch hour. That it was going to be a quick hit, and not a big, wasn't shooting for 100%. I don't normally shoot, by the way, for 100%. Maybe on a like the last bit, one lot type of thing, after I've scaled out. But we are having a friendly competition this week, because we are celebrating Nate's 100% winners in DPL, which is now well over 100, because of all the 100 winners he's hit in this session. But we're having a friendly competition, and D-Man and I think I'm still down one. I don't know if he's hit one though today, so I might have brought us level. We'll have to see. I'm sure he has hit one, so he just hasn't bragged about it. Um, so so that's the fun we're having. But I've gone over sniper trades, so most of you know kind of how to do those. There's obviously this indicator version, and then there's a free version, which is here. Um, and later on in chat, if anybody still wants the free version, I can share that with you once I'm off the mic. Kathy, yeah, the other issue is with the snipers is, and doing an alert like that is, for instance, like this morning's was good because I was able to say in chat, okay, I'm loading. One of the reasons we call them the sniper is because, I'll say I'm loading the 596s and I'm waiting for a signal, right? And then that allows everybody to sort of pull those up on the 0DTE options, make sure they're ready to enter. And then I say, that's sort of you're ready. And then I give the fire signal when I do enter. But other times, we're just sort of ranging, and it's all of a sudden like, oh, I'm getting in this right now. And, I as fast as I can type it, I'm already up, 10%, um, by the time you guys get the alert in chat. So if that was going out also then via email, or, like push notification, part of the concern would be, maybe it's happening a little bit too fast, but maybe not. I'm sure we'll get to that point at some point where those alerts are a little bit more official. But at the moment, they're just here in chat, or if I'm on the mic. We could, yeah. I mean, we could be setting up for some spy puts. You see this order block down here. That's going to act as some support here, and we're sort of ranging. So if we're sort of following the range here, right, there isn't a lot of. Sorry, my drawings are very childish. It's hard to draw with a mouse, right? But if this is our low, right, and this is sort of our range high, and we're right here, a put, feasibly is only going to get you to here unless this breaks, which would require some negative ticks to come in, pretty negative ticks, to kind of break not only this level but this order block sitting right there, right? So to me, their puts aren't setting up right now at the moment, until we start to see a little bit more volatility and a little bit more, range outside of this, right? We've had a lot of volatility this week, so I would expect there to be some quietness. And the only reason I know this is just from experience trading these snipers. Like, you want to catch those volatile moves, but then there's always a quiet time during the day. It's a lot of times it's during lunch, but sometimes you'll get a big outsized move to the upside, and then you'll just go sideways, right? These order blocks are part of this paid indicator, which I can get you a link to if you want. I can also share the free one. This is the paid indicator. This is the free indicator, or indicator setups, and you can pick which one you want. They both work great. I highly recommend, if you're new, playing around with the free indicator, because then if you to just find out if it's a quick hit day trade style edge. It's not for everyone, right? You have to be able to get in and out of an option contract very quickly. So you have to have something like an active trader window that will allow you to just hit the bid, hit the ask quickly, or set up an OCO order if you do that. And so my recommendation is always using the free stuff to play around with it with, what am I trying to say? Not day trading, paper trading. Thank you. To do it with paper trading, to find out if it fits your trading personality, because they're day trades, and you're gonna win a little, you're gonna lose a little, but ideally you're disciplined enough to make sure your winners are bigger than your losers, and you come out profitable on the day. OCO means other cancels other, which means you place an order. Like for these sniper trades, I have an OCO order that will basically set up. So here I can show you. This is my window, and if I'm doing a sniper down here, right, I can put I have the sniper setup, which will when I enter will automatically put an exit order in at 15% loss and 25% profit, right? So that way, once I put that order on, those other orders are already in there, and once they trigger, they cancel all the other ones, so you don't go short something or whatever, right? So we don't want an order to sit in there. Omar, I teach you how to use the indicator. I also have a video on how to set it up. I also have a video on how to set up the toss OCO order, and I'll do that again, next week. But a lot of that's up on YouTube, just available. Nanja, you should be able to use an OCO order on an interactive on most platforms. Should have an OCO order, definitely on E-Trade, right? And you can choose. I choose to bracket it, so it also gives me an exit order, right? But some people do an automatic stop at a certain percentage, or a certain price difference from your entry. It just kind of helps with quick trading. When you open the link, of this chart that I'm showing you right now, you have to save it. So you come up here to this thing here, and then you save it as a name. And once you save it, it's now in your um, it's now in your list of charts. Then you can open it up and make whatever changes you want to it. And so, how many of you in here? I know a lot of you in here are newer to trading. Put a 7 in chat if you are really new to trading and trying to figure out really how to get started, and what the steps are to really kind of make this a reality for yourself. Awesome. Well, so that's a lot of sevens. I love that. So the first thing that I would say is welcome, and the journey ahead of you is super fun. I love doing this. I love helping teach other people to do this. I don't know if anybody else has been in this room for a while with me. Um, I kind of specialize in slowing stuff down, and giving you some of the basics. And so if you what I'm going to do for next week if you sign up for DPL this week, next week I'm going to do an after hours. So start at market close. So there's not live trading going on. For all the newbies that want basics, and I'm talking basics like what is an option contract and how does it move in relation to the underlying stock? How do we read candles, right? We look at these candles, there's a body, there's wicks. What do those mean, right? What do the different time frames for the charts that we use? What do those mean, and which one is better to trade from? Right, I'm gonna go through we'll do some wine and cheese, we'll do some drinking, we'll do some learning, and in that session, there won't be all the active traders that are in here, and there won't be live trades going on, so the questions can be very specific to how are we setting up a toss platform, how are we setting up our trading view platform, what does this button do, right? You can ask those direct questions and we'll just go through them nice and slow. uh, and it'll be next week for all the new members, and we'll probably end up doing it like Monday or Tuesday. Let everybody kind of get their feet underneath them. But I want to do it early enough in the week so that everybody new can kind of get up to speed as quickly as possible. Dan, that one I will not post on YouTube. That one will be a special session for members only. Yep, that will be a special session. We will. I'll check with the mods. I will record it, and put it in here in DPL, maybe. But that's something that I won't post to YouTube, because that's a special session for members only. Uh, no, I think we should get members only jackets. Like with the little tag on the shoulder and all that. For DPL members only, Andrew. But Dan, I know that if you're thinking maybe you don't want to join, or it's not the right time for you to join, Most of the information that I'm going to present in that session can be found online in D-Man's videos, in my videos, through Google, all this other stuff. It'll just be an opportunity for that all to be in one sort of hour-long session, and for everybody to be able to ask any questions that they're a little confused about. And the funny thing is, people it put a one in chat if you've been in here this week and wanted to ask a question but were afraid you would sound stupid by asking that question. Yeah. And so the kind of the point in me asking that is, if you have a question, chances are there's 30 other people in here that have the exact same question, that are just not ready to not ready to ask it, or just don't feel like they want to uh, jump into the actual discord back and forth. um, and there are no stupid questions. I mean, you don't know what you don't know, right? And we all have to have a mentor, and we all had to ask those questions so that we could get to where we wanted to be. And this is pretty much the only service I have ever seen or been involved in where you can ask the traders and the mods any question about any kind of setup, and we'll give you a direct answer, as long as, of course, we see it, right? Nate Bear, and it was um, my primary mentor. I also learned a tremendous amount from D Man, right? And everybody else that has a great edge or has something they do well. I want to learn it. Whether I implement it into my trading or not is a completely different story. But if I understand it, it might inform something else I'm doing, right? Awesome, Scrooge. I'm glad. I mean, we put them all up there. So I love, like I said earlier, I love helping teach people to do something that I love to do. Um, and that's why I'm in this room, and that's why I'm involved in this room. I think there's no better place to learn how to trade on the entire internet. If that's what you call this service on the internet. I mean, it obviously is, but there's no other place that I know that's doing sessions on psychology, on different trading strategies, on showing losses. There's a lot of places that'll just show you winners. When we have a loser, it's like, hey, I had to stop out of that. It's a loser. It's part of trading, and you can't go through trading without having losers. Nobody has, 1,000 winners in a row. You know what I mean? But they'll pretend like they do, but they don't. There's losers in there, and it's just part of the game. The game is making sure that those losers are small and your winners are big, and your P&L is going in the opposite direction of this spy chart. Your P&L is doing this. And why does it do this? Just like the market, right? Why does your P&L, nobody's P&L does this? Because this is part of trading. You have wins, you have a few losses. I mean, it's not perfect like this, like a stair step, but you have wins, you have a few losses. But as long as your losses are less than your win sessions, right? You're a profitable trader. Bob, good. Let's hook up that session next week, man. That's what I'm here for. I'm going to walk you through the basics. Yeah, we all went through like different trading groups, different trading rooms. We realized we were like-minded traders. We traded a lot of the same things. We started doing stuff together. It was great. Oh wow! I'm just trying to catch up on chat. Sorry about that. Sorry, I haven't done a lot of live trading during this session, but I'm playing this AVT 30-minute chart. It tried to go today, and then it just kind of came back in a little bit. Whoever asked about puts earlier, that would have been a great play, but we're still just ranging. And a lot of times when I'm on the mic teaching about other things other than snipers, I usually don't put a sniper trade on while I'm on the mic teaching other things because they just take complete focus for the 5 or 10 minutes that you're in them. Yeah, TTD on my YouTube. I have a whole playlist on sniper trades. Scrooge, it took a couple of years, to be honest. And like D Man said, it's one of the most it's one of the hardest but most rewarding things he's done. I've done. I'm sure Nate would probably validate that as well. You have to learn from all of us mentors and other mentors that you've had in the past and other people in this room, and find out what works best for you, right? Which we always say, once you take that trade recommendation, make sure that trade is yours, and make sure that uh, make sure that you know what your risk reward looks like, you know what your profit targets are, and you're able to manage those on your own. I was a designer, Angela. As you can't you isn't that obvious when I draw like my little magnet here? Isn't that like, I mean, come on. That's pro level stuff. Philip, that's a great question. You come up with a watch list through a lot of grinding, looking through charts, running scans. Um, when I did my trade plan session, I talked about how what did we do? We did Nike. What's Nike look like? Ooh, man, Nike fell apart after that push up. I mean, the whole market has. So for those of you that haven't been trading for a long time, this is an extremely volatile market we're in, and it's pretty amazing that we've hit so many great trades in this sort of market. I mean, just look at what the SPY has done in the last 4 days, right? One, two, three, four. All right, 5 days, maybe even 6 days when we started that. I mean, this is a volatile market, and it's really hard to trade. And yet we're still pulling in winners, which is pretty phenomenal. Both up and down. I mean, that day, D-Man and I had the competition make 100% on to the upside and 100% to the downside. I think we both hit it. I know I did, and I'm positive he did. So Nanja, I cannot tell you what to do, right? I am not a a financial advisor. I can only tell you what I'm doing, and I'm not in CEG. So I cannot tell you what to do. What I would say is if a trade I was in, it was broken, it had broken my stop level, then I would be stopping out and taking the loss and looking for another setup. But I don't know what your entry was on CEG, right? I don't know. I think Nate has been trading that, if I'm not correct. So he'll be able to answer that. Has he been trading that? I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, trading some lottos there. So those are Nate Bear trades, and but even he can't tell you what to do with yours. Yeah, Fig. When I'm sometimes I'll take a large chunk off at 25, and then I'll leave a small trailer on. Usually, if I'm trading small, it's like it's a one lot, right? But generally, I'm taking them off at about 25 to 35%. If I have that OCO order in, they just get taken off for me. But in this case, there's competition going with demand. So if it looks like it's going to make that move, then I'm leaving a trailer on. But when I leave a trailer on, I always protect myself too. So if I take a chunk off, taking a chunk off means to me more than 50% of what you originally bought. Usually it's about two-thirds. And then that trailer, I put in a hard stop at break even. So even if it decides it wants to roll over on me, I'm not losing money. I've already made that profit. I'm just not making more money. But a lot of normally on a day to day kind of basis, I'm taking these quick hits and just closing out the position. I'm not trying to hold a trailer to hit 100 unless the market looks like it's going to be more volatile than normal, like in the last few days. When it looks like there's range, then I'm like, all right, well, let's see what happens. So we have a spy potential sniper setting up here, 1.0. We're getting a trigger. Let's do it on the free one. Okay, let's go to the 2 minute. Okay, so I'm gonna buy the spy, and then I'm gonna jump off the mic. So make sure you're managing this. The 582s, and you can see the yellow line at 592.11. That is going to be my stop area. Okay, and I'm just going to try to play this range here. I'm waiting for that. Looks like it's going to turn into a yellow candle, right? We're getting across on the 1 minute. So I'm not going to be on the mic when this plays out one way or the other, right? But make sure you're managing this trade. Yeah, it was the 592 calls. Okay, so am I into anyone's time right now, or are we just at the lunch hour? Yep, always 0 DTE for snipers, unless it's like really late in the day. Okay, just watching this thing, see if it wants to bounce. I like that the the ticks are coming up. The tips. Right? And if you really are somebody who, is uncomfortable with risk, or, you're playing with a little too much size sometimes, once you kind of get into like, 10 or 15% profit, you can move your stop up to break even. If there's any fluctuation in price, then you do kind of run into an issue where it might go in and take you out and then keep going. But the nice thing is it takes you out basically at break even, and then you can kind of practice these trades, and learn. Okay, well maybe I want to give that a little bit more room before I move a stop up to break even. Yeah, I think the 2 minute has a slightly better performance on a regular basis, but I will use a 1 minute to kind of inform a 2 minute trade, right? Because if I wait for this candle to close, this yellow candle here, then we're kind of extended from the stop area, and it's like, well, now I might be getting myself into a little trouble if I'm buying it way up here and I'm not getting the immediate bounce that I want. Whereas you can see on the 1 minute, we formed that yellow candle on that reversal here where we were lower in the process, right? Hey, and that doesn't mean that this is going to continue to bounce up, right? This could roll over and be a busted trade. What we need to see is the ticks come up into here. Oh, these are just break of structure and change of character. A lot of times when you get those breaks, you kind of start to see a bit of a continuation. Or a lot of times, sometimes you can the change of character ones seem to be more of the continuation. Break of structure. A lot of times I'm watching for a fake false breakdown. God, I can't even speak today. Okay, I'm gonna jump off, but I hope to see you guys. I mean, obviously we have the rest of today and tomorrow, but I'm excited for the intro session, the basics session, for everyone after hours that will allow you to just ask those questions, and get a really straight answer and not have to fight with everybody else for attention where there's trades going on or things are being put into chat. It'll just be us. So take advantage of this $200 off. I think the code is Big Profits 200. And I will see everyone in the afternoon session that I have. I think that's at 2 o'clock if I'm remembering that correctly. Okay, talk to you all later.